You could judge them, and whoever wins, the best ones can have their billboards put up. And it'd be all listener funded. Mm-hmm. The listeners would fund it through the donations and the entry fees.
That's a great idea. Thank you so much for doing that. I know one of the billboards, I heard somebody call in last week and talk to Alex about it and run down a list of where the billboards were. I know one of them was in my old stomping grounds in Raleigh, North Carolina, where they've got, I think, an affiliate on the northeastern side that was out of range of where we live, because we lived quite a bit to the west of Raleigh, actually. But that's a great idea. I'll pass that on. Thank you so much for doing that, and thank you for calling in. Robert in Louisiana. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to thank Steve, the ex-Navy SEAL that called up, and he also gave me some documentaries that he Blueprint for Truth, which is about 9/11, and Beyond Treason, which is about what he has, the Gulf War Syndrome. I encourage every American to look those up and watch them.
You know, that's what we were just saying. It's very, very important. Documentaries are a great way to wake people up because it allows you to take the time to cover a subject in depth. It gives people a background. It gives them a perspective. They can see the patterns being developed. We go through and we talk about what's happening in the news, and we try to fill in the details and connect the dots for people. But there's so much stuff that's happening in the news, and we don't have time to be able to go in and rehash everything every day. It would basically bore people to death. So we're basically kind of applying these things to news as it's breaking. So it's a great idea to go back and check those documentaries out. Thank you so much, Robert from Louisiana. Let's go to Alan in Georgia. Alan?
Hi, you're doing great. I just wanted to compliment you. The past couple of days, you've been doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. What was your comment?
I would like to say that, you know, I think the police situation in America is more like a cancer. And when people say that all cops aren't bad, I think it just perpetuates. It almost sounds like, hey, every cell in your body is not a cancer cell. It's like that doesn't really help to say that because it's really out of control. I mean, It really is out of control. I mean, in my hometown here, there's a guy named Kendrick Johnson. Oh, boy, he was wrapped up in a wrestling mat. And, you know, he died at a high school at Lowndes County High School. And they've been brushing everything under the rug. The whole case was handled, you know, completely inappropriately. They ruled it an accident immediately whenever it seemed like more like a homicide. I mean, it's just all the evidence is adding up to foul play. It's leading back to an FBI investigator that, you know, goes to the school and has a son who got into a fight with the boy. I mean, it's just, this stuff is really just metastasizing. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's being driven from the central government as well. And if we look back at this, there's a lot of aspects to it. Of course, you know, we have the war on drugs, I think, is the predominating influence as to what is breeding the violence and breeding the corruption. That's going on now for about 40 years. We haven't learned anything from that experience yet. There have been some who have. We've got law enforcement against prohibition, LEAP. We've talked to prosecutors, a former Chicago prosecutor there, who talks about how he used to be a drug warrior, but then he came to realize that not only was it totally ineffective in terms of saving people from drugs, just as we realize alcohol prohibition was totally ineffective, but it was destroying the police force and it was breeding this kind of violence. But, you know, there's another aspect of it, too, and we see that in the way the police are being used to raise revenue for local cities. And most of that, in most areas, comes from traffic violations. You know, there's a story that came out, and it's now about 6 weeks old, but it is an amazing story. It was on Business Insider. Chicago made its yellow lights 1/10 of a second shorter, and by doing that, they raked in $8 million in new tickets, because it was automatically generating tickets. You know, the police have been used for that for quite some time, but essentially they're going to replace the police with these kind of automated responses. Once you see them monitoring the vehicle-to-vehicle communications that they are now mandating in cars, once you see insurance companies monitoring the black box that is being mandated in your car, you're going to see your insurance rates go up. You're going to see tickets being generated for you automatically because they're going to drive you out of the car. as a driver. You're going to be in the car, but you're not going to have any control of it. They'll have a computer-controlled, government-controlled car. We're not going to need police for those kind of tickets anymore, but we're still going to have the TSA as control on the different modes of transportation that we have. We're still going to have the war on drugs, or it'll be replaced by the war on terror. That's the thing that is the real concern, the fact that they're using SWAT teams no longer for drug raids, although we had many, many cases of innocent people being killed by SWAT raids that were ostensibly about drugs. Now we see them using these kind of tactics against homeschoolers. We had the Department of Education using a SWAT team on a family, dragging them out in the middle of the night, face down on the lawn. Why? Because the mother, who no longer lived with that family, the mother was behind on her school college loans. That's the kind of in-your-face authoritarian government we need to shut that down. There are many things that we need to do with that. We got one more segment here. I'm going to try to finish up with the people who have been waiting on the phone. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This hour of GCN programming is proudly sponsored by BlockitPocket.com. Protect your privacy and data and render your phone or device completely undetectable. Go under the radar when your phone's not in use with BlockitPocket.com.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
For all our loyal listeners, it's time for another giveaway. Over the next 30 days, our friends at SupernaturalSilver.com are giving away 6 16-ounce Supernatural Silver liquid valued at nearly $100 per bottle, or their skin and body gel priced at $49.98. All you have to do is enter and win at GCNlive.com. Hurry, contest ends December 5th. GCN can give you and your loved ones a fighting chance with the Supernatural Silver giveaway at GCNlive.com.
When I first got online and I seen the price of the X2 and the DNA Force, I was a little hesitant, but I pulled the trigger on it. It has changed my life. I've been taking it for about 24 days now, counting the weight, staying in shape.
InfoWarsLife.com. You've heard the callers of the show.
Several months back, I started taking your Nathan Iodine and your Super Meal. Prior to this, I was barely walking. Now I'm able to function as a human again.
Whether it's Survival Shield, Nascent Iodine, or DNA Force, Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality, Lung Cleanse, Fluoride Shield, Oxy Powder. I believe that all of these products will blow you away like they've done the thousands of other customers that have visited InfoWarsLife.com.
Dash 2, just amazing what it's able to do to actually detox the body. It's great stuff.
If I'm going to promote something, it's got to be something I personally use and that I believe in. Check out InfoWarsLife.com today and the entire line of groundbreaking, cutting-edge, hardcore products.
We all have our own idea about what being safe and secure means. The door's locked, bills are paid, you've got a job that keeps the lights on, and a home to call your own. But what happens when Mother Nature throws a curveball?
I'm telling you, take cover.
Are you prepared to live without electricity or passable roads for weeks at a time? Do you even have a plan B? If you do, are you willing to bet your life on it?
Children left with no homes.
And no one's coming to help them.
The first step towards self-reliance in the face of disaster is a visit to MyPatriotSupply.com. There you'll find the absolute best prices on storable foods, non-GMO seeds, emergency water filtration devices, and so much more. All orders over $49 qualify for free shipping in the lower 48 states. Call 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927 and speak to one of our preparedness advisors today, or visit us at MyPatriotSupply.com. Remember, before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight in Austin. Now, we're going to have a live edition of Prison Planet TV tonight if there is a releasing of the verdict. Now, we've had many news outlets quoting sources saying that the grand jury has reached a verdict in Ferguson, Missouri, but we also have some sources like the LA Times saying that they're still considering as to whether or not they're going to publicize what that verdict was today. So if they do not publicize that, we will not be going live. But if they do, we have reporters in Ferguson, Jakari Jackson, Joe Biggs. They will be giving updates as to what's going on and the reactions of the public to the verdict. And that will be tonight at 7 Central, 8 Eastern on Prison Planet TV. I want to go back to your phone calls. This is our last segment. I want to try to get through as many of these as we can. Let's go to Mike in Pennsylvania. You had a comment about the Guccifer revelation about a possible Pennsylvania nuke. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, David. This is Mike from FEMA Region 3. I've been doing the best I can to prep food, ammunition, air filters, water filters, but how can we prep against a nuclear attack? I totally feel this is something the government would do. What can we do as citizens? Where can we stand up? Who can we contact?
Yeah, turn your radio down a little bit, but I think we did get that. What can we do? Who can we contact? Well, you know, quite frankly, we don't know when and where something is going to happen. We don't know if the government is going to do a false flag, if there's going to be a terrorist event, or if maybe there's going to be some kind of a natural grid down scenario. I think what you just pointed out that you're doing, and that is as much as you can to prepare for your family. Many of the things that you're going to be faced with, you would prepare for in the same way. So that's probably the best thing that you could do about it. As we find information specific, and again, Guccifer has a lot of credibility, in my opinion, because he has seen a lot of private correspondence going back and forth between some of the most powerful people in the world, and he's exposed extramarital affair, a lot of personal private business, but he's also seen the priority that they put on things like Bohemian Grove, that, in other words, that there's some kind of a hidden, secretive agenda, gentleman's club, if you will, that is putting together this globalist agenda. And he's spoken about that, although the New York Times is not too interested in providing the details. They have dropped a couple of snippets, if only to laugh about it. Did you have another comment, Mike, that you wanted to make?
That's exactly what they're doing. This is all a joke to them. They try to break us all down as conspiracy theorists. This is not going to happen. Look at this guy. He's a nut. But this is absolutely serious, and you guys are the only one bringing this to the forefront. And, you know, I'm terribly concerned about my children. I have 2 little boys. You know, who can we contact? What legislators would look into this? I don't think any of them have the guts, the nerve to stand up to Obama or whoever is running the show.
That's true, and if it is some kind of a false flag situation, it's going to be highly compartmentalized. I mean, just look at this situation, the pedophile ring that's being exposed now in Great Britain. Everybody was told it was a matter of national security. It was highly compartmentalized. In many cases, you had people at Scotland Yard, at the BBC, at other places in the press who were trying to expose it. They were shut down by the people above them. So that's the problem that we're always faced with. Thank you, Mike, in Pennsylvania. Let's go to Jerry in Louisiana. I want to try to get through as many people as we can. Go ahead, Jerry.
It's Jerry in Indiana.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to bring up a few points. I just rode into town behind a convoy of state police vehicles escorting a private company. Now, if I could paint you a picture there, that's how far the state police has fallen down, is that now they work for private company.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We just had a case last week where they had a police officer drop evidence rather than violate the non-disclosure agreement he had with Harris Semiconductor over the Stingray program. They view their loyalties to the corporations. Thanks for joining us. Check in tonight, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, Prison Planet TV, InfoWars Nightly News.
Visit GCNlive.com today.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it. Other
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond Gusset Jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond Gusset Jeans got it. Others don't.